Greetings and welcome to a virtual weird Wednesday. That's right, we're back with a Weird Wednesday episode, and this time we are virtually present in virtual reality playing a game that goes by the name of Gorn. Does Gorn refer to this guy here? That guy up there? These little guys? Or me? Frankly, I have no idea, but I can tell you that Gorn, despite being free, despite being a pre-alpha tech demo type thing available through itch.io, despite all of this, this right here is by far and away the best fighting game that I have played on the Vive since I picked this up about a month ago. It's amazing. It's so visceral. The presence, in inverted commas, that it gives you is so good. It's really, honestly, if you've got a Vive, you have to try it out. Itch.io, Gorn. It's well worth taking a look at. But let us take a look at it right now. You there, strange floating head, make a fist to show me that you know how to fight. I know how to fight. For you see, I am Gladiator. Yes, yes! Salute me and begin your fight to the death! Alright. So things start off pretty easy. In Gorn, I have to fight this guy. I have to defeat him. If he hits me twice, that's it. I'm dead. So we can't let him hit me twice. Whoop. Whoop. Oh! Of course, I can always do this. He nearly got me. I had to resort to grabbing him and throwing him. It's kind of cheating a little bit in Gorn, actually, to grab them and throw them because, you know, it's so easy. It's much better to fight them properly with whatever weapons you have available. But you know what? Sometimes you just have to fight. This is all in HTC room space, like tracked room space. So these are my hands. This is kind of like, let me just salute him to start it. This is like one end. That's my wall is right there. And across the other side, my other wall is right there. There you go. You can hear me hit it. Also got a wall just there and another wall back here. It's about 2.8 by 2 meters or 2.2, 2.4, something like that. It's a pretty decent amount of room space. It's not the biggest by any stretch. It's not big enough for some games. Some games complain, you do not have a big enough room space. You know what? I'm using almost my entire nerd room space. I had to basically clear out all that boxes and rubbish and other stuff that was in here to create this like maximum usable space. I can create a little bit more by moving the desk that's behind me to like that far wall maybe and doing away with my cupboard entirely, which I might have to do at some point. By the way, I took your arm. And now, I smack you in the ass. Yes, I have defeated your foes. Is that all you've got for me? Is this the best that Gorns have to offer? Do you not know who I am? My name is Gladiator. Husband to a murdered Gorn. Father to a murdered Gorn. And I shall have my vengeance on this Gorn, or the next. Finish your nyahaing. They must fight. Look at this. Morning Star. I mean, a perfectly spherical Morning Star. I would prefer it if it had spikes and stuff, but you know, you can't have everything. Yes, yes. I salute you. Send forth your Gorns. I will defeat them. Now I have a shield. And a Morning Star. Okay, here we go. One down. Now you have to be a little bit careful because this is the one game in which I properly smacked a corner of a desk because I got so carried away swinging around. Oh, it hurt. It hurt. In fact, you know what? I think I might have broken my little finger, but it's fine. I mean, it got better, so maybe I didn't break it, but it definitely hurt quite a lot. It is something that you need to be aware of when playing in VR, especially when playing really visceral games like this, really energetic games. Your brain is telling you there's nothing here. There's nothing here, there's nothing to hit. So you swing with full force. If there is something in the real world there, it hurts. A bit like what happened to this guy right here, when he got in the way of Gladiator. We have a winner! Raise your arms. Why are you not cheering me? Very well. Clearly you need yet more demonstrations of my awesomeness, my godlike ability to fight and maim all the Gorns in the world. Bows and arrows are really awesome, I have to say, in VR. In fact, I might have kind of been working a little bit on a little archery game of my own, which I will talk about a little bit later, perhaps. Don't worry, Kratos hasn't been suspended or anything, but I did have lots of problems. What? Can I hit you with this bow? You mean with this arrow? I hit you in the eye. Did that hurt? Yes? No? He seems fine. He doesn't seem particularly bothered by it. I guess I don't need that arrow. It's fine. It's fine. I shall do it. I shall take him out with but a single arrow to the face. You ready for this? Oh, it was a miss. Alright, this time. Oh, that was a miss as well. Ready? Oh, yes. Oh, he's not dead. Come on then, buddy. Oh. That's the first time I've ended up actually on the ground in this game. Wow. That was amazing. This is the beauty of VR. It's hard to explain. I know that you probably don't get this experience when watching this on a 2D screen. I've watched a lot of VR content. I really enjoy it. Well, I say I really enjoy it. Some of it's really bad, but I really enjoy the idea of VR. Look at this. 4 guys. 4 guys against 1 gladiator. Seems a little bit unfair on them. But it's hard to explain just how convincing the experience really is in VR. I mean, your brain just accepts it as a reality. A virtual one, but no less real for it. Hold on. Okay. Fine. This guy with his 2 shields. Who fights with 2 shields? Seriously. Come on. Give me an opening. Yes. I take your arm for your insolence of fighting with 2 shields. They're so puppet-like in their movements. It's brilliant. I absolutely love the way these guys move. I think it's like, if this was too realistic, I actually think it would be a bit disturbing. And I've played some pretty disturbing VR games, I have to say. It was, you know, again, like I say, your brain accepts the reality, so it becomes pretty, it can become pretty worrying. Like, you have to remind yourself, it's not real. You're not really there. There aren't really zombies pouring at the window, or like those like moans you hear from down the corridor and the approaching skeletons. They're just, it's just a game. There's nothing to be worried about. In this, it's the comedic value is maintained, and the fact that they kind of look like puppets. Sorry. Yes, I have to raise my arms to accept my adoration from these weird floating heads. Now I shall choose to fight with this spear, as it is the only weapon that is given to me. Kind of a tricky thing to fight with, but I am a smart warrior, and I can handle it. Come, face me, Gorn. Face the challenge of the spear of awesomeness, the spear of doom, the spear of face destruction. Yes, what I like about this is, because these guys are kind of like, they're like Thunderbirds, or like Stingray, like if you watched any of those old Jerry Anderson, not cartoons, but like puppet shows. That's what they remind me of. I mean, like I said, if it was too realistic, I think this would be harrowing, but it's just fantastically visceral as it is. Anyway, I have succeeded. I have won. I have defeated another foe, and there are yet more to be defeated. Once again, I wield the Spear of Doom, and this time it will not be so easy to take heads, because look, 2 of them are wearing helmets. His head I can take. This guy is going to be slightly trickier. We're going to have to work from another angle. Come, face me. I cheated! think he's dead. Taking his legs. It's just a flesh wound. Can we call it a draw? I did say it was a weird Wednesday, right? Didn't I? Virtual weird Wednesday. Are you dead yet? He's still not dead, look. You there. You're just a torso. You can't possibly face me. Yes, I have won. As this game progresses, as you reach like progressively harder numbers of opponents and like armored opponents, it gets really frantic, and you feel properly. The adrenaline pumps, the sweat flows. This headset is already drenched with sweat, as this is my fourth attempt to record this video. First attempt, audio stopped recording. Second attempt, video stopped recording. Third attempt, it was a bit dodgy, and then the game crashed. Fourth attempt. Fourth time's the charm. Ah, I cursed it! The game has crashed. So rather than going and trying to make a fifth attempt at recording this video, or picking up where I left off and becoming even more exhausted and covered in sweat, I have decided to finish off with a little bit of post-commentary over a previous attempt's video footage. In this attempt, the audio didn't work, so, you know, we'll see. Hopefully, it'll be interesting. I'm going to try and ignore it. I mean, I kind of can see it out of the corner of my eye. It's all very crazy and violent and such. A few things I want to mention quickly. Kratos is coming along. The reason why there hasn't been any news about it recently is because I've been trying to implement VR into it. I've had various performance problems related to that, which may or may not be in part due to the fact that I've got a below minimum spec GPU at the moment, which is a whole other thing that I'll talk about in another episode potentially. But basically, Kratos, I've been a little bit stuck in that respect. But Kratos is coming along. There will be more Kratos news in the new year, along with a development diary, and we'll get the Kickstarter running fairly soon as well, because I'm going to keep the momentum up if at all possible. In the meantime, I did decide to take a bit of a break from Kratos because it was doing my head in, and I've been messing around with a few other ideas in Unity that are very much like grounded in VR, that are, you know, VR experiences from the ground up, which may or may not see the light of day. If they do, then they will probably start out like Gorn as freebies on itch.io for people to mess around with and hopefully enjoy. And if I'm able to get it to a high enough level of standard of content and depth, then I will think about pushing it out on Steam. But one thing, the one kind of like big downside to the Vive at the moment is the amount of, shall we say, questionable standards being displayed by some of the developers and some of the games that are being pushed out for. I think there's been a bit of a rush by a lot of very small indie teams and students and things to get things out on the Steam store because there was a lack of content there. And we run the risk of creating an atmosphere and an expectation around. Look at that throw. That's just a brilliant throw. We run the risk of creating a bit of an atmosphere around VR titles, that VR titles are shallow and lacking in content and tend to be very short and very expensive. And I think we need to be careful about. We just died. We need to be careful about doing that sort of thing. So I absolutely support people putting stuff out for free. I think itch.io could do with a lot more stuff on it. We could do with a lot more of the sort of things that are coming out on Steam with like $10, $15 or pound price tags actually coming out on itch.io for free, and then when they get developed into full games and they actually have a decent amount of content and presumably people have got a bit of playtime in them, then you go to the community and you ask for money. But you know, that's just a little pet peeve of mine. It's not really relevant or important to the overall experience of using the Vive, which is utterly fantastic. I've got a few games which are real winners, which I'm looking forward to playing. If you want me to play them on the channel, I will be happy to do that. Budget Cuts is a good one. That's a demo. It's fairly short, but you know, it's a good example again of using room space and you know, made for VR type content. I also picked up Vanishing Realms yesterday, which I'm really looking forward to playing. It's kind of a dungeon crawler with a heavy loot-based mechanic. You basically smash everything and loot the hell out of it. it's, you know, it's the closest that we can come to Skyrim or Zelda in VR at the moment, and I think, you know, I think that could be a lot of fun. So if you want to see any of that kind of stuff on the channel, if you've enjoyed this video, if you want to see more VR content, please do let me know. Leave a comment. If you're not sure about VR content as well, let me know. It's going to be something I'm going to sort of play it by ear, see if I'm happy with the content, see how the video works out. There's a lot of challenges to making good VR content. I haven't really found very many people who make good VR content yet on the internet, so it'd be nice if I could, you know, maybe carve out a bit of a niche on the channel as doing that. It won't be all VR, but it might be nice to at least put out a couple of VR videos a week. Anyway, I think that is probably enough about VR and about Gorn, and enough for this Weird Wednesday. So all that remains is me to thank you all for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope you will continue to enjoy these videos. Until next time, thanks for watching. I have been Weird Wizard, and I will see you later.